Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Easy English Click, the podcast where you learn practical English in a simple and clear way. In today's episode, we are going to talk about a very important communication skill: how to introduce yourself in English professionally. Introducing yourself may seem like a simple thing, but in reality, it is one of the most important moments in any conversation. The way you introduce yourself can create a strong first impression. Whether you are attending a job interview, starting a new job, meeting new colleagues, joining an online meeting, or even networking at an event, a professional introduction helps people understand who you are and what you do. Many English learners feel nervous when they have to introduce themselves in English. Sometimes they know the words, but they are not sure how to organize their sentences. Other times, they worry about making mistakes or speaking with the wrong tone. But the good news is that introducing yourself professionally does not need to be complicated. With a few simple structures and a little practice, anyone can learn how to introduce themselves clearly and confidently. In professional environments, communication is very important. People often make quick decisions about others based on the first few sentences they hear. If your introduction is clear, confident, and well-structured, people will immediately see you as professional and capable. On the other hand, if the introduction is confusing or too informal, it may not create the best impression. A professional introduction usually includes several simple elements. First, you greet the person politely. Then you clearly say your name. After that, you briefly talk about your background, such as where you are from or what you do. You may also mention your job, your field of study, or your professional interests. Finally, you end your introduction with a polite and friendly closing sentence. For example, imagine you are attending a professional meeting. Instead of saying only, "Hi, I'm Ali," a more professional introduction would sound like this. "Hello, my name is Ali Khan. I am a software developer from Pakistan, and I currently work with a technology company that focuses on mobile applications. I'm really interested in learning more about new technologies and collaborating with professionals in this field. It's great to meet you." This kind of introduction gives clear information about who you are, what you do, and what your interests are. It also sounds polite and professional. In today's episode, we will break this process into simple steps so that you can easily learn and practice it. We will start with how to begin your introduction with a polite greeting. Then we will talk about how to say your name clearly and confidently. After that, we will discuss how to explain your background and professional role. Finally, we will learn how to end your introduction in a friendly and professional way. Our goal in this episode is to help you feel comfortable introducing yourself in English in any professional situation. Whether you are a student, a job seeker, a professional, or someone who simply wants to improve their English communication skills, this lesson will give you practical tools that you can start using immediately. So stay with us, and by the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to introduce yourself in English professionally, clearly, and confidently. Let's get started. Now that we understand why a professional introduction is important, let's move to the first step of introducing yourself, starting with a polite greeting. A greeting is the first thing people hear when you begin speaking. It sets the tone of the conversation and shows your level of professionalism and respect. In professional environments, greetings should always be polite, simple, and clear. The most common professional greetings in English are, Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. These greetings are used in formal or professional situations such as business meetings, job interviews, conferences, or workplace introductions. For example, if you are meeting someone in the morning, you can say, "Good morning." If the meeting takes place later in the day, you can say, "Good afternoon." If you are unsure about the time or you want to keep it simple, hello is always a safe and professional choice. Let's look at a simple example. Hello, my name is David. This sentence may look very basic, but it is clear, polite, and professional. The key here is to speak slowly and confidently. Many English learners rush their words because they feel nervous, but speaking slowly actually makes you sound more confident and easier to understand. Another important point is pronunciation. When you say your greeting and your name, try to pronounce each word clearly. This helps the listener understand you better and shows that you are confident in your communication. Let's listen to another example of a professional greeting and introduction. Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Ahmed. This sentence is simple but very professional. Notice that the greeting comes first, and then the speaker clearly says their name. This structure is commonly used in professional settings. Sometimes you may also want to add a small, polite phrase after your greeting. For example, "Hello everyone, my name is Michael." Or, "Good morning, it's nice to meet you. My name is Lisa." These small additions make your introduction sound warmer and more friendly, especially when you are speaking to a group of people. Another situation where greetings are important is during online meetings. Today, many professional introductions happen on video calls or virtual conferences. In these situations, it is still important to start with a clear greeting. For example, "Hello everyone, thank you for having me. My name is Daniel and I'm happy to join this meeting." This type of introduction sounds polite and professional, and it immediately creates a positive atmosphere. Remember, the purpose of the greeting is not to give a lot of information. The greeting simply opens the conversation and prepares the listener for the rest of your introduction. So let's quickly review the key points of a professional greeting. First, always start with a polite greeting such as hello, good morning, or good afternoon. Second, clearly say your name after the greeting. Third, speak slowly and confidently. And finally, keep your greeting simple and professional. Once you have greeted the listener and introduced your name, the next step is to talk a little about your background and what you do. And that is exactly what we will learn in the next section of this episode. Stay with us here on Easy English Click as we continue learning how to introduce yourself in English professionally. Now that you've greeted the listener and clearly said your name, the next step in a professional introduction is to talk briefly about your background. This part helps people understand who you are, where you come from, and what you do. In professional communication, your background usually includes information such as your country or city, your profession, your field of study, or the type of work you do. The goal is not to give your entire life story, but to provide a short and clear summary that helps others understand your professional identity. Let's start with a very simple example. Hello, my name is David. I am from Canada and I work as a graphic designer. In just one sentence, the speaker tells us three important things: their name, their country, and their profession. This is exactly what a professional introduction should do. It gives useful information in a clear and simple way. Another example could be, "Good morning, my name is Maria Lopez. I'm from Spain, and I currently work as a marketing specialist." Notice the phrase "currently work." This phrase is often used in professional introductions because it tells people about your present job or role. If you are a student, you can introduce your background in a slightly different way. For example, "Hello, my name is Ahmed. I'm a university student studying computer science." This introduction tells people both your identity and your field of study. In professional environments, your area of study is often just as important as your job experience. You can also include your industry or professional focus. For example, "Good afternoon, my name is Emily Chen. I work in the finance industry as a financial analyst." This sentence gives more context about the person's career field. However, remember that a professional introduction should always be concise. Many English learners make the mistake of adding too much information. A good introduction is usually 2 or 3 sentences long. The purpose is simply to give people a quick understanding of who you are. Another helpful phrase you can use is "I have experience in." This phrase allows you to mention your professional experience. For example, "My name is Robert, and I have experience in project management and business development." This type of sentence highlights your professional strengths without making your introduction too long. If you are meeting people at a conference or networking event, you can also mention the reason you are there. For example, "Hello, my name is Julia. I work as a software engineer and I'm here to learn more about new technology trends." This tells people not only what you do, but also why you are attending the event. Let's listen to one complete example of a background introduction. "Hello, my name is Daniel Roberts. I'm from the United Kingdom, and I work as a digital marketing manager. I specialize in online advertising and brand strategy." This introduction is clear, professional, and informative. It gives the listener a quick understanding of the speaker's professional role and expertise. So let's review the key ideas from this section. After greeting the listener and saying your name, the next step is to talk about your background. You can mention where you are from, what you do, what you study, or your professional experience. Keep this part short, clear, and focused on important information. Once you have explained your background, the next step is to talk about your skills, strengths, or professional interests. This helps others understand what you are good at and what you are passionate about. And that is exactly what we will explore in the next section of our Easy English Click podcast. Stay with us. In this example, the speaker clearly introduces themselves, shares their background, and highlights both skills and interests. The introduction is professional, concise, and easy to understand. A professional introduction should not be too long. Focus on 1 or 2 main skills or interests. You want to give enough information to be memorable, but not so much that it becomes overwhelming. Think of it as giving a snapshot of your professional identity. Another tip is to match your skills or interests to the situation. For example, if you are at a networking event for software developers, focus on your programming skills. If you are at a marketing conference, highlight your marketing abilities. This shows that you are aware of your audience and professional context, which is an important part of introducing yourself effectively. Finally, speaking confidently is key. Even if you are nervous, practice saying your introduction slowly and clearly. Using professional phrases and emphasizing your skills makes you sound capable and trustworthy. So, to summarize this section, after greeting and sharing your background, add a sentence or two about your skills, strengths, or professional interests. Use clear phrases like, "I specialize in," or "I am passionate about," and make sure it is relevant to the situation. This will make your introduction more complete and professional. In the next and final section, we will learn how to end your introduction politely and professionally, leaving a positive impression that encourages conversation and connection. Stay tuned with Easy English Click. Now that we have greeted the listener, shared our name, background, and professional skills or interests, the final step in a professional introduction is to end it politely. Ending your introduction well leaves a positive impression, shows confidence, and encourages further conversation. A professional ending usually includes a short, polite phrase that expresses pleasure in meeting the person, excitement about the situation, or openness to collaboration. Some common phrases you can use are, "It's a pleasure to meet you." "I'm looking forward to working with you." "Thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself." "I'm excited to be here today." For example, if you are meeting a new team at work, you could say, "Hello, my name is Sarah Ahmed. I'm a graphic designer from Canada, and I specialize in digital design and branding. I'm passionate about creating visually engaging content, and I'm looking forward to collaborating with all of you. It's a pleasure to meet you." Notice how this ending is polite, professional, and friendly. It does not add unnecessary details but creates a positive atmosphere. People remember not only what you say, but also how you make them feel. So a professional closing leaves a lasting impression. Another example for a networking event could be, "Good morning, my name is David Roberts. I work as a project manager in the construction industry, and I specialize in planning and executing large-scale projects. I'm passionate about efficient teamwork and problem solving. Thank you for giving me the chance to introduce myself. I look forward to connecting with you." In professional introductions, confidence is key. Speak clearly, use a friendly tone, and maintain good body language if you are in person. Even if your introduction is brief, a confident ending can make your introduction memorable. For online or virtual meetings, a professional ending works the same way. For example, "Hello everyone, my name is Emily Chen. I work as a digital marketing analyst specializing in social media campaigns. I'm excited to be part of today's meeting and look forward to learning from all of you." Ending your introduction professionally also opens the door for follow-up conversation. After your closing phrase, the other person can respond, ask questions, or start a discussion. This is important in networking, interviews, or any professional environment. Let's summarize the key points for ending your professional introduction. Keep it short and polite. Avoid long explanations or unrelated details. Use professional phrases like, "It's a pleasure to meet you," or "I look forward to working with you." Match your tone to the context. Formal for interviews, slightly friendly for networking or team meetings. Speak confidently and clearly. Good tone and body language reinforce your professionalism. Finish in a way that encourages conversation or engagement. Here's an example of a complete professional introduction, combining all the steps we have learned in this episode. "Good afternoon. My name is Ali Khan. I'm from Pakistan and I work as a software engineer at a technology company. I specialize in web development and enjoy creating user-friendly applications. I'm passionate about learning new technologies and improving my coding skills. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to collaborating with you in the future." Notice how this introduction is structured. Polite greeting, "Good afternoon." Name, "My name is Ali Khan." Background, "I'm from Pakistan and I work as a software engineer." Skills and interests, I specialize in web development and enjoy creating user-friendly applications. Polite ending. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to collaborating with you. This complete structure ensures that you sound professional, confident, and approachable. By practicing this structure, you can easily introduce yourself in any professional situation. Whether it's an interview, a meeting, a conference, or even a networking event. Remember, the key to a successful professional introduction is clarity, confidence, and politeness. Keep it concise, focus on the essential points, and always end with a friendly and professional closing phrase. Thank you for listening to Easy English Click. Practice these steps, and you will soon feel confident introducing yourself in English in any professional environment. Stay consistent, speak clearly, and remember that every introduction is an opportunity to create a positive first impression.